Okay, welcome to day 2 of our Jen Stark project. So last time we were together, we created a mural on this really big paper, and I know you can't see all of mine. And I asked you to make drips, just a single drip, at least 3 fingers in between, and you want at least 5. So Reed, I have yours in the office along with a little black paint. Aaron and Josh, or wherever, your paper is also in the office with black paint. So on week 2 is when we're going to paint it. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to do our black and white mural or drip. That's the easiest one to do. Since I took all the black paint out of your watercolor sets, that's why you have to get the little container of paint. And I'm just leaving the paint inside this little condiment cup so it doesn't get really messy. So you're going to need some water. You'll need your black paint and you'll need your big green paintbrush. This is the best one because you have a lot of space and you want to go big. Yes, we could use Sharpie with this, but it would take forever and it would be really scratchy and I don't like the way that looks. So we're going to paint it because painting is more fun, and we have not done a lot of painting in 5th grade at all, have we? I'm not sure. So you decide, either your vertical or your horizontal will be the black and white. And it doesn't matter to me which one is which. I want you to decide. And then we're going to make a pattern. So you decide what stays white and what goes black. So I'm going to start here with my black. So I'm going to go black, white, black, white, black. You could do opposite as long as it's alternating it. So if you need to write somewhere small in pencil, like a letter B, on the drips that are black, you need to do that. So I have 5, and the way I'm doing my pattern is I'm going to paint 3 sections black. All right? If you don't need to mark it, that's fine. It's pretty easy to remember this pattern. It's not super complicated. The color one might be a little different. So just like when we use watercolor, you want to get your paintbrush wet. You don't need it super, super saturated. And you want to wake up your paint. So you'll just kind of swirl it and tickle it. You want this to be kind of dark. It doesn't have to be like putty. It should still feel like you're moving water around. So when you feel like it gets too light, add a little bit of water to your paintbrush, tickle some more paint, and keep going. It should never feel, get on the tippy toe of that paintbrush, hold it like a pencil to go around your curves. It should never feel like you're scratching that paint on. It should feel very fluid and should kind of just flow. But you want it nice and dark because we do want this to be black and not gray. But when you start scratching like that, that tells me your paintbrush is thirsty. Drip some water and get some more paint on your paintbrush. So you want to paint all the way to the edge. So you really want to be careful around the drip edge. And if you haven't already done that, you might want to put something underneath your table, your paper to work with. Now this will dry lighter. So after you've painted it, if you think it's too light, you can always go back and paint it again. That's always an option. Watercolor, for some reason, doesn't get super, super dark like you probably want it to be, and that's okay. I don't want it to look like we painted with thick, heavy, dark paint, or we would be using thick, heavy, dark paint. I like the idea of using watercolor because I feel like it's a little softer to help with that dripping and that oozing effect. So it's a lot of going back and forth. I'm just holding my paint next to me, being really careful around my dips as best you can, and then keep going. So I'm not going to make you, so you need to put something on your table. Watch me paint. I can tell as it's drying, it's getting lighter. So once you've painted all your black, if you decide you want it to be darker, let it dry completely and then do another layer of black over it, and it'll probably really darken up. For like right here, it's kind of light. So I'm just getting a little water and a couple tickles, and I'm going to repaint that. So you can always build up the layer of paint as the paper dries. This paper is kind of thin, I'm not going to lie. So it's going to buckle a little bit, and I just went outside my line. And if you do that, you can easily kind of fix that. So get it to the color you like. You're going to paint every other one. Take a picture of this as best you can and send this to me. Your goal today is to paint your black and white one. That's it. If you paint your black and white one really quick, then art was easy for you today. But I have a feeling we're going to paint each section probably at least twice. If you want it really dark, you might even do 3 times. If for some reason you can't get to school to get the paint or this paper, just use what you have at home the best you can. The black and white one, I know you might not have black watercolor paint. You could try and use markers. I just think paint would be best. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I can't wait to see your black and white drips. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.